Hi guys, I'm Brett from Brett Photo Art and welcome to another Photoshop editing tutorial. Try to keep the tutorials simple and clear and short so that you can learn as much as possible in a short period of time. Welcome to the tutorial. Hi everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. Recently I've been asked by several people about creating their own watermark so that they can watermark their images when they put them onto social media. A lot of people go and actually pay companies to make them a watermark, and it's really not hard to do. It's something you can do yourself. Make a watermark. So today we're going to show you how to make a watermark and turn it into a Photoshop brush, so that you've got your own watermark brush and you can just apply that to any of your images in Photoshop. I'll just give you a quick example. I've got a couple of brushes that I've made myself. And I'll bring an image up on the screen here, and that's one of my images, and just show you how you can just put a watermark on your image with a brush, and it's really simple. So this is a brush that I've made up myself with my watermark on it, and I can just click that and apply that to an image that's actually in black. We could make it in white as well, like so, and that's really easy to do. It's actually not that hard at all to make up your own watermark and then turn it into a Photoshop brush. So that's what we're going to show you how to do today. The first thing we need to do is obviously create a new file. We're going to make a file that we can make our watermark on. So go up to the top of the screen where it says File. Click on File. And the first one at the top says New. So if you click on New, we'll open up this little box here, and I've got it default set. You can pretty much decide what size you want this to be. I've got it default set here, 1500 pixels wide, 1500 pixels high, a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. Color mode is RGB, 8-bit. And my color is white. So you can change those whichever you want, but we'll just make a white one. If you wanted to change that color from white to black or pink, purple, red, whatever color you want that to be, you just click on that and then just select your color on this little color chart here. White is always the very top left-hand corner, and black is always the very bottom right-hand corner. So we're going to just leave it white. 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels, and we'll click Create, and that'll bring up that box there, which is a new 1500 pixel wide file. So now we're going to use the text tool and find a font that we like the look of and make up a simple little watermark. So the text tool is over here on the left hand side, the one with the big T, or you can just also hit T on the keyboard, and that will shortcut to that as well. Come up the top here, and you can this one here is your fonts. You can hit that drop down there, and you can go through there, and there's lots and lots of different fonts available. You can find different fonts that you might want to use to make your watermark. Today I won't get too far into that. We'll just keep with a simple Helvetica font, and we're just going to not spend too much time making that. Just keep something really simple. So we'll just stick with that Helvetica font. Next to it, it says bold. If you click that, you've got various different opacities. We'll start off with bold. 32 is the size. So we'll click on our file here. We actually want to change the color to black because we don't. If you look up the top here, you can see it's white. We don't want to type white on white. We want to change that to black, so just click up there and we'll just drag down the bottom there and turn that to black so that our font will be black. So we'll start off with a capital B and we'll write something along these lines. We might change the font, so we'll make, say for example, Brett bold, and then we'll change the second word wood to light, like so. And once you've done that, you can move that around. So you just select the Move tool, which is this little 4-arrowed tool that looks a little bit like a compass. The shortcut to that is V, and you can just park that in the middle there somewhere. Now we're just going to, as I say, we're going to keep it simple. So we'll start another one now, and we'll just put photo art. So we'll click T again and start. If you look over here on the right hand side, you'll see our original background file. Then the first one is the text of Brett Wood, and we'll start another one. Click T again, and we're just going to put photo art. So we'll click somewhere here. It doesn't really matter where. We can change the size and move this around. Again, like I say, I'm just going to keep the font pretty simple. We'll change the size. So we'll make it about half that size. So we'll make it, say, 16. And we'll leave it at the light version. We won't use capital letters. And we'll just start there. Sorry, 16. We wanted to make that. And we'll start to type. Photo art. Okay, so again, we want to move that photo art around, so we can just click the move tool, pick that up and move it where we want it to go. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stretch that photo art out a bit so it's a bit wider than that. I might actually make that font, no, that's probably okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into a free transform so I can stretch it a bit. So to transform it, we just press Command T on the keyboard, which will transform that word photo art. Command T, and you get those 4 little boxes show up around it. You can just pick up one of the edges and stretch it out like that. You can sort of move it around where you want it to go. I'm going to stretch it right out so it's sort of almost the same length as the font at the top, something like that. Then we can just move it around. Let's make it something like that'll do for now. So that can be our watermark. As I say, it's up to you if you want to tinker around with various different fonts and things like that. If you ever want to do a copyright symbol, which is not a bad idea actually to do a copyright symbol. Once you finish transforming that, you just hit enter. So what we might do is we might add a copyright symbol as well. So we'll create another, or we'll actually go back to this one that says Brett Wood. Click on it over on the right hand side here, that layer, and back to the T for text, and we'll just pick it up on click on the D right at the end there. And if you press Option G on your keyboard, it should give you a copyright symbol, like so. So let's just make that our watermark. We won't muck around forever creating the watermark, because really what we're trying to do is show you how to convert it into a brush. So, okay, you sort of like the look of that watermark. Just make sure it squares up where you want it. So maybe something like that will do for now. Okay, so that's going to be our new watermark. What we want to do now is convert that into a brush. You can save that file, you can crop it, do whatever you want with it. I would potentially just flatten that image and then crop it. Just pick up the crop tool, crop it up. We'll make it, and we'll save a file of that just in case you want to use that for something else later on down the track. Something like that. Just hit enter. And I'd save that as a PDF. Just call it Brett Wood Photo Art Watermark or whatever you might want it to be. Just save that as a PDF. But what I'm going to do is show you how to turn it into a brush now. So it's really, really simple to turn that into a brush. Once you've got that there, you quite simply go up to Edit, and you'll scroll down and you'll see one here that says Define Brush Preset. You click on Define Brush Preset, and it gives you this box here where you can name your brush, and it's just default calls it sampled brush number 2. We'll call it Brett Wood photo art. We'll just say WM for watermark for now, okay? And we click OK, that's going to save that as a Photoshop brush. So click OK. Look at that. There it is. There's your Photoshop watermark brush. It is that simple. So we'll go back to an image now. There's our image. We go up to the top left-hand corner here where our brushes are. So we're going to put this image on Facebook, for example. We want to put our watermark on it. What I would do with that image is I would create a layer, so Command J, so that creates a layer of your image. I would hit B for brush on the keyboard, and then up the top here you can select your brush. Because it's the last brush, it'll come up there, Brentwood Photo Art WM watermark. Press enter, and then your brush comes up on the screen. Now your open and close brackets on your keyboard will change your brush size. Your right hand bracket makes it bigger and your left hand bracket makes it smaller, so you can blow it up and down like so. So let's make it big so that everybody can see it. We want it to be white, so obviously make sure over here that we've got white over black selected. If you need to swap those around, if you wanted to make it black, you just hit X on the keyboard. And then we just come over, we want to put it right down the, say, the bottom right hand part of our image, and we just click there. Bang, there it is, there's our watermark. It's that easy. Now, if you want to change the opacity of that, if it's a bit too bright, you don't want it quite so white, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can just go up the top here where it says opacity 100%. You can turn that down to, say, 45%, something like that. If you didn't want it to be so vibrant and bright, make it 45%, and then just apply that. See, that's a lot lighter. Looks quite good actually. Or the other way you could do it is on your layer there. You could just change the opacity of your layer. Just move that up and down on your layer there and make it a bit brighter or a bit duller, or however you wanted to do it. Once you are happy with that, you could just save that image and put it onto on the internet, and that's as easy as it is to make your own watermark. I won't go into going back to the file where the watermark was. I won't go into. You can get various symbols and you know, put all sorts of different things in there, different types of fonts. But that's basically, in a nutshell, an easy way to make a watermark and turn it into a Photoshop brush. I hope you learnt something. That's about it for today. If you've got any questions, by all means, drop me a message on the bottom of this tutorial. I hope it helps you out, and it's really good to be able to have your own watermark. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I hope you found it easy to follow. Have a good day. See you later on. Well, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I certainly hope you learnt something. If you'd like to know more about my services, please visit my website, brentwoodphotos.com. You can have a look at my photography tours and the other services that I offer. And also, if you'd like to purchase some camera related equipment, by all means check out our friends at Photosharp, photosharp.com.au.